Once upon a time, a blacksmith was sitting in his shop, hammering iron and working. At that time, a saint and his disciple passed by his shop. The day was coming to an end, and night was just about to fall. The saint entered the blacksmith's shop and said, "Could we stay here for the night?" The blacksmith joined his hands and said, "Maharaj, is it even a question? To offer shelter to saints like you and to serve you is an opportunity that comes only with great fortune." The blacksmith made complete arrangements for the saint and his disciples to stay, served them well, and provided them with a wonderful meal. The saint was very pleased with the hospitality. The next morning, as the saint was preparing to leave with his disciples, he came to the blacksmith and said, "I am very pleased with your hospitality. Ask for 3 boons, anything you wish for." The blacksmith, overjoyed, thought for a while and said, "Maharaj, grant me a lifespan of 100 years. The saint replied, "It is done. You will live for 100 years. Now tell me your second wish." After thinking for a while, the blacksmith said, "Please grant me a boon that there should never be a lack of work in my shop." The saint granted him that boon and said, "For the next 100 years there will never be a shortage of work in your shop. Now tell me your third boon." The saint said. After thinking for a while, the blacksmith could not come up with anything. So he pointed to a chair and said, "Whoever sits in this chair will not be able to get up without my permission." The saint granted the third boon, saying, "From now on, whoever sits in this chair will not be able to get up without your permission." The saint and his disciples left. From then on, the blacksmith's life became very joyful. He never faced any shortage of work, and his health remained as it was. He was strong and youthful. While some of his companions died and others grew very old, the blacksmith was still going strong. Now, as his 100 years were coming to an end, one day while working, Yama, the god of death, came to the blacksmith's shop and said, "Come with me. Your time has come." The blacksmith, thinking quickly, showed his cleverness and said to Yama, "Maharaj, please give me just a little time. Let me finish putting away my tools so that my sons can easily find them. Meanwhile, could you please sit on that chair?" The blacksmith pointed toward the chair and continued, "Just give me 2 minutes, and I will be ready to go with you." As soon as Yama sat on the chair, the blacksmith burst into laughter and said, "Whoever sits on this chair cannot get up without my permission. I have the boon from the saint." Filled with joy, he headed home to celebrate this great moment. Upon reaching home, the wicked blacksmith, in his excitement, caught a rooster to prepare a feast. But what happened? The rooster's head reattached after being severed. He thought, "This rooster must be defective." He decided to slaughter a goat instead, thinking that it would be a better option for this grand occasion. However, the same thing happened. The goat's head reattached, and it came back to life. The blacksmith was stunned. After thinking for a moment, he suddenly realized the extent of his mistake and clutched his head in disbelief. "I have trapped Yama on that chair. How can anyone die now?" He thought to himself, "In this world, no one can die anymore. It is impossible. But no worries, I'll live on with just lentils and rice. At least I won't have to suffer the pain of death." He continued to live on by eating simple, natural foods. Time passed, and Yama had been sitting on that chair for almost a year. Meanwhile, the world was in chaos. No one was dying. The skies became black with mosquitoes and flies. Crops were destroyed by pests and wild animals, and poisonous snakes began to emerge everywhere. Carnivorous animals like lions and tigers came out of the forests and started attacking people, causing havoc. The blacksmith realized that this endless life was bringing only destruction to the world. He thought, "I have caused this chaos by trapping Yama. It would have been better to have faced death instead. Regretful, he ran to his shop, released Yama from the chair, and Yama, in a fury, took the blacksmith with him. Slowly, as Yama freed the world from the curse, people began to die, and things slowly returned to normal. Conclusion: any form of selfishness or desire for personal gain, even if it is immortality, can have adverse effects on society and nature. We must respect the laws of nature and life and think about the greater good rather than pursuing selfish desires. True peace and balance come from living in harmony with the natural laws of the world, not by trying to break them.